If you are an engineer or hobbyist, have you ever imagined yourself drawing the product sketch like this? And my answer to that is it's almost impossible if you can't put over 100 to 200 hours of practice. It's not about talent, but product design sketch is more like a technical drawing instead of artistic talent, where you learn about the rules on how to design in 3D or tell a story with your design ideas. But what I can promise you is that if you go through these 8 tips that I give right now and do a little bit of practice, then you will be able to draw better sketch than what you do right now. The sketch doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect with the perspective. As long as you can convey the idea, I think that's a real point of visual communications for engineers or hobbyists who's not in the pro area of product design. So first tip, use proper pen. People often use ballpoint pen for writing equations or drawing down on a note, but the problem of ballpoint pen is that it creates a scattered line instead of a one streamline. So try to use ink-based gel pen or lightweight marker. It doesn't have to be expensive as long as it can generate a one streamline instead of scattered line. Tip number 2, use your forearm instead of rotating your wrist when drawing a straight line. Using your wrist when drawing a straight line often results in a curved line because the axis of rotation is in your wrist, which generates a shorter radius. In comparison, if you use your whole arm, it's easier to draw a straight line because everything moves together with you. Tip number 3, use a single stroke. Going from point A to B, you might have a habit of dividing that into multiple strokes and then try to connect it. But this is not helpful in terms of product sketch, so try to draw a straight line with a single stroke going from A to B. It doesn't have to be straight. If you miss that point, you can draw multiple lines above it, but try not to divide it into multiple strokes. Tip number 4, focus on 2D sketch instead of making into a 3D. I know that we all want to draw something very cool in 3D. However, drawing in isometric view, which is 3D, can be quite challenging and you need to learn multiple hours in order to achieve those. Instead of that, I believe that 2D sketch describing front, side, and top view gives enough explanation of your idea and it doesn't require that long hours to perfect those 2D sketch. So what I recommend is start with 2D. 3D you can learn it later from other tutorials, but focus on those views and those will be just good enough. Number 5, use captions and arrows to tell a story. Product sketch can be a communication between yourself and also other members in the team. And often, including the arrows and captions help others or yourself to understand how the idea flows and how it actually works. So highlight those by adding a simple arrows or caption. Tip number 6, rotate the paper to draw a vertical line. It's easy to draw a horizontal line. However, drawing a vertical line requires multiple hours of practice. What you can actually go around this is to rotate the paper and then draw a horizontal line, which is basically equals to the vertical line. Vertical lines, if it is long, it's quite hard to make a straight line compared to horizontal line. Because if you think about how your forearm moves, going from here to here is quite easy. However, going straight from here to here can be difficult. So do a multiple rotation in terms of giving a straight line for your sketch, and rotating definitely helps. So make it into a habit to actually move your paper instead of moving your forearm in a difficult way. Tip number 7, outline the boundaries. Once you're done with initial sketch, try to outline the boundaries so that you can differentiate the sketch with other drawings. This helps your drawings look clean. Tip number 8, last but not least, use wide tip markers such as this or this, which is coping marker and highlighter, to add coloring to your sketch. And this goes same way with drawing horizontal line with any sort of pen. And try to avoid overlapping markers, but if so, that's totally fine. Don't try to color everything, but try to use the coloring to the sketch that you want to highlight. So these were the 8 tips to instantly improve your product sketch, especially for hobbyists or engineers. And I compiled this into a single page where you can download it for free in the link below. And also 3 other practice videos are coming up so that you can actually implement those skills into drawing everyday objects like radio, smartphone, or Airpod. If you like the video, please hit like, subscribe, and share with others so that people can learn about how to utilize this design engineering skills. Thank you for watching.